What's up guys, and welcome to the Crossroads Carry channel. Today we're going to be doing a 1,000 round review of the PSA Micro Dagger. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room first. I've removed the Holosun 407K from my Micro Dagger, and I'm just running the TrueGlow Tritium night sights. I have astigmatism and I wear glasses, and even with my glasses that correct the astigmatism, it's still present. And then I don't really wear my glasses all the time, so I just decided for my carry pieces anyway, I just kind of stick to irons, and I prefer night sights. It's not anything against red dots. I actually really like red dots for the range. I got a lot of range toys with dots on them, so don't think there's any hate for the red dots. Alright guys, so let's talk about the trigger. The trigger is actually not too bad in my opinion. I'll let you guys be the judge though. We do have a little bit of take up. Pretty defined wall, and it does mush a little. Pretty smooth break. Let's look at this reset. Right there. Okay, so it does have a little bit of a false reset that is kind of audible. Alright guys, let's see what this trigger pull is on the PSA Micro Dagger. That pull was 5 pounds 1 ounce. £5 5 ounces. And 5 pounds. So that's not a bad trigger for a carry gun. Alright guys, so the next thing, let's talk about the finish a little bit. I actually think PSA did a really good job on this finish. I have a Hellcat, and the Cerakote looks really dull on the Hellcat. I think they, I'm not sure what exact finish that they use on the slide, but it actually is holding up pretty well, and it still looks pretty good. Whatever finish that they're using on the barrel here though isn't so great. It does show wear quite a bit more than a lot of my other guns, but the barrel itself seems to be just fine. It's plenty accurate, so it does show a little bit of wear, but I don't think that's really an issue to worry about. Let's take a look at the magazines for a minute. I'm not sure if I'll be able to zoom in here close enough for you guys to see or not, but there's actually a little bit of extra plastic that was present in this corner right here in probably about 3 out of the 5 magazines that I have, and it was sort of connecting this top bit to the bottom bit down here, sort of acting as a ramp. And if you remember in the unboxing video and first impressions, when I was taking the first shots at the range, I had 2 mags that dropped out on the first shot. Well, I mean, it didn't happen anymore that entire range trip, and I ran 250 rounds through it on that first range trip. So I don't really think that it was that much of an issue. Like, it probably mushed that piece of plastic in or something. I'm not really sure. But I did notice that it was present, so I actually took a little X-Acto knife and sort of removed it on all of my magazines, and I haven't had any issues since. So I'm not saying that's something that you need to do, but if you are having that issue where your mags are popping out, that's definitely something you could try. But I really think the main issue with the magazines popping out on those first rounds was just how tight everything is. These were some of the hardest mags that I've ever had to load. Even with the speed loader, it was difficult. And out of the box, this thing was really tight. The slide was really gritty. It's loosened up quite a bit since getting it out of the box and putting 1,000 rounds through it. It'd be a good idea when you first get this gun to maybe lock the slide back and leave it sit for a couple of days, and then also load up your magazines all the way and just leave them sit for a couple of days as well. let's take a look at the grip. I actually really like this grip. It is kind of thin, but I'm kind of a person that really kind of prefers a thin grip. It lets me get really flat, really up high. The texture, it does look like it's aggressive, but it's really not. I really think they probably could have done a better job on the texturing. You know, if you're someone out there that likes to do custom stippling and stuff, this would probably be a good candidate. It looks like it's got plenty of texture, but there's really not. It's really pretty smooth. It's got a really good beaver tail, so you definitely don't have to worry about slide bite, and you can get really up high with this thing. And because it's thin, I can actually utilize that pew view, what he calls the C-clamp grip. See, typically when we grip a pistol, we grip it like this, and if you notice, you kind of have diagonal pressure here with this hand when you're squeezing because it's on these knuckles. Okay, what pew view does, at least when he's trying to shoot fast, is he'll C-clamp it. So where he's, instead of clamping here like this, he's clamping more up like this and getting really high on the pistol. And that really mitigates recoil and lets you shoot super flat. The takedown lever is pretty functional and easy to access. I have a Smith & Wesson SD9 VE, and I really have a hard time thumbing that thing down on both sides. It's like it's not quite long enough, or they didn't cut out for it enough right here, but PSA did a good job. It doesn't stick out enough that it like pokes you or anything, but it's enough that you can grab a hold of to get the slide off pretty easy. The magazine release, it's pretty easy to hit. It doesn't stick out enough that you're gonna accidentally hit it or anything, but you can get to it pretty easily with one hand without breaking your grip. The magazines do drop free. I am excited about the new Glock OEM 15 round mags for the 43X. You know, as soon as I'm able to get a hold of one of those, we're going to be testing it in the Micro Dagger and seeing how that goes. But I think that's going to be way better than these PSA mags. I think they might even be made by Metgar. I'm not really positive, but they kind of look like a Metgar mag. The slide stop is fully functional. I don't have any issues with it. It's basically just like a Glock slide stop. The recoil on this gun is actually pretty good. It's maybe a little snappy because it's thin, but it handles recoil, in my opinion, a lot better than some of my other carry pieces, like the Taurus G2C, for instance. It's a little snappier than what this PSA Micro Dagger is. My Hellcat, I think, is actually even a little more snappy than this, the Hellcat Pro. But you know, some of my T-Sauce pistols are definitely a little lighter in the recoil, but they're also chunkier. So I actually really enjoy shooting this gun, though. It's pretty comfortable. I enjoy this sight picture. Any Glock sights are going to be compatible, but you know, these True Glows, you get the big dot front and the tritium rear, and I think, you know, they're like 40 to 60 bucks or something. It's a pretty good deal. And I tend to throw them on all my carry guns. The PSA Micro Dagger does come optic ready, cut for RMSC or the Holosun K footprint, and so it's actually fairly easy to mount just about anything to it. The included screws that they give you with the gun are the ones that I would definitely use. Don't use the ones that come in the Holosun box. They might be too long. I did initially have the screws from the Holosun box on, and I was testing to see if they would eject. It wasn't ejecting, so that screw was too long. So anyway, I grabbed the ones that came with this gun and then remounted it, and voila, everything was good to go. So I guess the question is, would I recommend the PSA Micro Dagger? And that's a definitive yes. I'm carrying this piece now, and I like it a lot. you know. And one of the pluses about it is it's cheap, and if I, you know, bump it around, bruise it, beat it up, it's really not a big deal. PSA has a host of different parts and accessories that you can just buy, or any replacement piece that you need. And so I think that's it's really good for a carry gun. You know, it's cheap. If anything wears out, I can replace it easy enough. If the slide finish starts getting really, you know, bad off, I can buy a new slide. I can buy the comp slide or the long slide. There's a lot that you're going to be able to do with it, and I think because of that, this thing is going to be able to last you a long time. Well, anyways, guys, that just about does it for the 1,000-round review of the PSA Micro Dagger. I appreciate you stopping by. If you enjoy this type of content, hit the like and subscribe, and have a good weekend.